What's up, guys? Welcome to the Maintenance Man channel. My name is Neil. Thank you for joining us again. I heard a lot of rumblings that people want, truthful tool reviewers back on YouTube because I guess it's just a mess right now with, I don't know. People ask me to come back, so I'm making a comeback the best I can. I did promise to get back to you on the Metabo HPT, which in my first video I messed up. I thought they were all 1836 volt swapperoos, but only you have to buy the tools that do that. I have two on hand, I believe, but the impact and hammer drill I have aren't those where you can plug it into a wall, but I think they do make this in that. So anyways, I'll start this review out. I forget how many months I've had these. I feel like it's been a while since I've had them. Chargers, they're noisy, but I like them. It's just because there's a fan inside. This one is like the supercharger, meaning it just charges it really fast. I only have 4 batteries, and there was some jobs I was doing where I thought I was going to run out of juice, but this thing really saved the day. It has a USB on the back. It is UC18YSL3 is the thingamadoer. And it has a nice little light that flashes and stuff. Let me see if I can't plug her in here. Of course, I gotta make a little bit of room on the outlet. I'm not the most organized of people, but so you got the red light, and these are fully, well, that's down a little bit. Pop it on the charger though, and then it turns blue, and then when it's done it'll turn green. It gets noisy. Now this is just the standard charger, UC18YFSL. It doesn't do bad. I mean, it's nice to have another standard charger. There's the fan that kicks on. You can really feel it, getting the hot air off the batteries whenever these things are being used. Especially this summer when I was using them and, had to charge them fast. It was good that I had this charger. You can switch the USB on and off with the push button here. We'll take this battery out. So those are the chargers. Next up, the batteries. These are 3618 volt combos. So it's a 2.5 amp hour for 36 volt, and it's a 5 amp hour for the 18 volt battery or 18 volt tools. Now this is a 3 amp hour battery, 18 volt. And here's something I noticed. I'll try and get. They also have, and I've never really noticed this with a battery, other battery companies. Like here's a rigid, for example, but you see it has like vents for that cells to vent out, I guess, or whenever it's charging. I didn't know how to take that, to be honest with you. I view it more like a negative because crap then can just enter the battery, dust, debris. It all happens, and I've long said this. They might be outdated, but Ryobi has the best battery design, in my opinion, because, well, it goes up inside the tool. And not only that, at the top, it's all curved away. So it has a nice fall zone, I guess you would say, where like if you stick the Metabo in, it is a nice snug fit, barely any movement, but you'll definitely get dirt and debris in there. Same with the rigid, even though everything's back far and whatnot, when you stick it on, it has like a lip almost to gather stuff, you know. Not saying I've ever had an issue with it personally. I'm just saying everyone uses different tools and different tool lineups, you know. I can get away with using Ryobi. They've lasted for me. But I understand some people do more, you know, heavier duty things than I do. Getting back to the batteries though, so here's another thing I like. There's no battery light indicator on these, but you put it on the tool, and on each of the Metabo tools that I've noticed so far, there's a battery light indicator. So that's something that M12 I wish would do. I guess you gotta start it, but you can see your battery life there if you hold down the button. And you get to put on your headlight, turn it on, off. I like that function. But in the fact that they make the other batteries have both the button, or you could put on the tool and test, that's something I think I would like to see on the Milwaukee. Especially, I mean, they're 12 volts especially. I think that was the most annoying thing, where you gotta start up the tool, and yeah, it has the lights. It's kind of the same thing, but this is convenient. Now, start off with the cheapo light, but I actually thought it was quite handy dandy. Power button's going to be on the side right here where the power button is. You can use it as a flashlight, or you can bring that bad boy up, flips around, and it gives off pretty good light. And then, and there's 3 modes on this side here. 1, 2, 3, off. And then there's a little string on the back, like so. You can dangle it however you wish. I actually like it though. It's compact, nice, light, and lightweight. Coming up next is going to be the Sawzall recip saw. It's heavy. It's got a nice feel to it. I've never really used the adjustment for the shoe or boot or whatever you want to call it, but you can do that. It's nice. I've used it a few times. You got LED light built into the front there. You have your typical on off, so you can give it. Once again, you can hold down the battery light indicator, and there's like auto mode. There's a few different modes on this thing. I just, you know, full chooch. Rafter hook, you know, I only used this a few times. I did not get much use out of it. Now, it has the same mechanism that my Ryobi does for blade change. The cheap blue Ryobi one I had lasted about 10 years, 8 to 10 years, but eventually that mechanism went bad. But I also didn't do a good job cleaning it out regularly, so eventually it just didn't make that connection on the inside. Other than that though, pretty solid. It did get a little chewed up here from something. What are you gonna do? But other than that, anti-vibration handle, it worked very well. It's nicely sized. It's hefty. I mean, this is probably 5 pounds, which, you know, it's not a lot, but I'm just saying it has a nice feel to it. As for the circ saw, 7 1/4 inch, you got your side chute there, and I put the spider blade, tarantula, I forget what tooth it is, but I like these blades a lot. This is brushless, has a nice, I don't know, it's metal of some sort, but the markings are nice. You know, they're They're stamped on or whatever, so it's not just like a sticker. You can turn on the light for it. You can turn on silent, which I actually never even noticed that feature. You got onboard. Oh yeah, that's it. These 3 amp hours. I have not been able to get them to work in there. I don't know if they do or don't. But I think this and the Sawzall are the 1836 volt. Has a nice sound to it. That's silent. So I guess you can turn the RPM rev up off if you're working somewhere where you need that. You know, you have the adjustable everything. Yeah, it's a nice saw. It's a right-handed. I usually like left-handed, but I could cut with both. It really doesn't matter. Just preference-wise, I like the left-handed side blades. The impact. Great little impact. On the side here, you have different speeds. So 1, 2, 3. And I think these two, I think that last one's like an auto. Lasted really good. This little plastic cover has popped off on me a few times on the front, which is just kind of annoying. But other than that, I mean, pretty standard. Feels good in the hand. You know, it does. It has a nice grip. There you go. For comparison, the Ryobi slightly bigger. This has been my favorite impact for a little while now. I know this is about Metabo, but yeah, nice 3-speed plus the auto. And it really it does well. But here's another comparison. Yes, got back into rigid, brushless, and rigid's pretty close to it. This has the auto chuck, same with this one, the Ryobi. This doesn't shoot your bits out. And it's not like you can just push it in. You gotta do that and then release it like that, whereas the Ryobi, you know, in theory should be able to put it in, but it releases it. Rigid, stick it in, shoots it out. I have had a little trouble on this running my DeWalt socket, the wobbles. Sometimes this will get stuck in there. I don't know why. But another thing too, I mean, rigid. How long have we been making tools? Here, let me set these here. I want to set these down for a second. How come Ryobi can stand up? Wait. That has the clip, but it still stands up. I mean, it's just a bad design in my opinion. You can joke because, you know, Ryobi doesn't get used. That's why they make it stand up. Just something I've noticed. Hang with me here, alright? Oscillating tool. Alright, this thing is awesome. Alright, I have not used... I had that Fiend oscillating tool, the cordless. You guys have seen it videos back, a long time ago. I ended up selling that to some woodworker up in Michigan or something. Because it was just too nice for what I use them for plumbing and stuff. I and they're just going to get beat up. And honestly, I know that sounds weird, but I didn't want to do that to that tool. It had a better purpose, but this is very comparable to it. Size, feel, it is the Starlock. So basically it has this funky mechanism where you pull that up, then you push, I think, hold on. Alright, you go all the way, and this little collar pulls down, and then you unlock it, and then this pops out. So in my area, just in particular my area, it's hard to find the star bits. My Home Depots and Lowe's, they don't always have them. And then you just put this in. You don't have to screw it or anything, or at least I haven't noticed that you had to. You lock it back in, good to go. You flip this down, now lock in. Now, one thing I have noticed here on this is this mechanism has a lot of wiggle, and it grips onto these silver things here, and sometimes they bend out on you, so you have to bend them back, or else that thing just flops around. It doesn't hurt anything, but when you're, and this is, you know, just flopping around. The Ryobi one is very nice. I'm not sure if I have it in here. I don't, but I also have the Rigid, and it seems nice. This is the brushless Ryobi one. Again, I know this is about Metabo, but I like the Metabo blade change better. This goes like that, and then it slides over, and you lock it. But, you know, it works nice, but you can tell this is a lot, just more quality going on there. Went over the impact, went over that. One of the kits, the Metabas I bought, came with this case. This case is great. If you're a type of guy that has to have a laptop with you for work, that's exactly what you can use it for. I think, pop it there. It seems like they have these built up a little bit to give it some air movement underneath, but inside, very nice storage container. It's actually been nice. I keep this in the van behind my driver's side door. Obviously, I'm past the Metabo phase. I'm going back to just using my Ryobis at work. Battery life has been great on these also. They do last, especially these big 5 amp hours, and these 3 amp hours look small, and I thought, you know, and again, they have a dust collection front, in my opinion. I don't know, and you can see the components inside. That's my only thing. There's a screen and stuff to keep stuff out. Just not too sure about that, or how I feel about that. Hammer drill, last thing. It works great. It really does. The only thing I'll say is this trigger locking mechanism, it's really sensitive on this one. Just this one in particular that I have. I've used other ones that aren't like that, but it's like really easy to slip over. It's never popped out of place, but it has a nice metal chuck on it. Most hammer drills these days do have metal chucks on them, and the only downside to this one is it no handle. It doesn't come with a handle. Now listen, I understand this is probably like the lower grade one. They might have one with a handle. I'm sure they have one with a handle, but either way, even when I use my ones with the handles, I'm usually just pushing on the back. I do the same thing with this one. They do make these handles nice and easy now. Well, at least my cheap brands have started to come around on it. But you know, usually it'd be left hand. But again, I don't use the handle too often. It all depends on if I'm up in the air or not up in the air, what I'm doing. But yeah, for size comparison, the Ryobi slightly longer, and the Rigid's close. I will say the Rigid tools feel the same as the Ryobi. But I've actually been using the Rigid a little bit, and I do like them. The hammer drill works fantastic, just like the Ryobi. And the impact works nice too, and it's got, you know, 3 speed settings. But last but not least, the bag. Huge bag this came with, lots of room. Unfortunately, I loaded it up with all the tools. Strap broke clean off. You could fix that though, sew it back on. And that's probably my fault for just overloading it. Oh, radio. Sounds good, looks good. Antenna comes with a plug-in, or you could use battery. Sounds good, but not the best. If you're working like a job site where you can really crank up a radio, this ain't it. But you know, it's not bad, but it's not great. It doesn't get good loud sound out of it, but if you have it at a reasonable level, it sounds really good. You can turn up the bass and stuff and all that, but I don't recommend it. Lastly, there'll be more. If you go to Home Depot and you're in the Ryobi lineup, $50 for this 2 charger. It's a fast charger too, and it charges really good. Charge 2 batteries at the same time, and it comes with a 2 amp hour battery with battery light indicators. I mean, that's a sore dick deal right there. You can't beat it. Lots of ways to hang it. I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm gonna have more tool reviews coming up, you know, some Tractor Supply stuff, some electrical, you know, doodad, you know, non-contact voltage testers and other things like that. I'm really excited about doing, because I haven't done it in a while. These flashlights, I think, were like $5 at Tractor Supply. Of course, that one's not working. That one's not working. But either way, it's supposed to be 131 foot beam length, 2-hour runtime, 120 lumens, and they're you can expand and contract the light on it. My Craftsman's seen better days. That's actually, if you want to know what crystal heat does to things, that's it right there. That's it. That was, I had to put this in a pipe that someone poured crystal heat in, or some type of Drano stuff, because I forget what I was doing. But by the time I got it out, it still works though, which is great. And I like it too. It's like aluminum body, works good. So yeah, anyways, Metabo lineup, I think it's a good bang for your buck if you don't need a lot of tools. I think it's kind of like Rigid. Like Rigid in Home Depot has a very small section anymore. I'm not sure if they're going to continue making cordless tools or they're revamping for a new lineup. I actually was heavily invested in the Rigid at one point. I actually went, I've told this story many a times, but I went from Ryobi to Rigid because I figured it'd be more professional, and then I went from rigid to Milwaukee, because I thought, you know, Milwaukee's the bee's knees, but at the end of the day, all I really need was my Ryobi. I bought the rigid for more at-home stuff, even though I have enough Ryobi to cover both. I like just wanted to try some rigid out. Whoop, whoop. So anyways, we'll just set these right there. And oh, that one stayed. This one's just oh no. There we go. And the Come Along LED light. Let me remember how to turn it on here. Oh, I forget now. But anyways, there it is. LED light for measuring. I was actually out in my driveway the other night, cut some wood at night. I had the spotlights on, but still to get right up on there. And I like Come On tape measures. They're pretty good standout. This one's been good. It's getting a little worn out now, actually, though. It's seen better days. If you see these Huskies in your Home Depot still on sale, get them. I like them. And I do like cheater marks, because that's just how I am. That's how I roll. If I don't have them, then you'll get, you know, 2.5 plus 2 lines, which is 5/8, but you know, it's because the cheater told me. Anyways, got a lot of fun stuff to show you guys, and if you hung with me this long, I appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, please get subscribed. We're gonna have a lot of fun on the channel, making a comeback here. Hopefully just pumping out a few videos a week. I'll try and be more active on Instagram. Really miss doing this. I moved, and then right now my workshop, I moved my workshop from my garage into my furnace room, which actually turned out good. It's like a little mini workshop. I'll show you guys one day. But I got everything, all my stuff organized, but I had to make room for vehicles out there to possibly get a new one and have enough room for it to fit in the garage. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and catch you on the next one. See you later.